Have you ever experienced that sudden, breathless pause where someone crosses your mind so vividly it feels like they are standing in the room with you? It is not merely a passing thought or a random memory. It is a physical sensation, a heavy, magnetic pull that turns your attention inward, away from the noise of the world and toward a specific person. Perhaps you reached for your phone just seconds before their name illuminated the screen, or you felt a sudden wave of warmth or sadness that did not belong to your current reality. This phenomenon is one of the most common yet mystifying aspects of the human experience. Please understand that this is not a sign of obsession, nor is it a fabrication of a lonely mind. It is not a weakness to feel deeply connected to another human being, even across great distances or periods of silence. This experience is a sophisticated interplay between your psychology, your emotional history, and the subtle energy that binds us all. It is a validation that our minds are not isolated islands, but are interconnected in ways that traditional science is only beginning to explore through concepts of entanglement and resonance. There is a silent, invisible layer to our existence, a hidden mechanism operating beneath the surface of our daily interactions. When two people think of each other simultaneously, it creates a unique frequency, a bridge that transcends time and space. Throughout this conversation, I will guide you through 10 profound revelations, 10 distinct signs and insights that will help you decode this silent language. We will explore how your subconscious mind, your energy field, and your deepest emotions collaborate to create these moments of perfect synchronization, allowing you to understand this connection with clarity, peace, and a renewed sense of wonder. The sudden emotional resonance. The first indication that a profound connection is active occurs when you experience an abrupt and unexplained shift in your emotional state. You might be going about your day, focused on work, driving, or engaging in a mundane task, when suddenly a specific feeling washes over you that is completely disconnected from your immediate environment. It could be a sudden pang of anxiety, a burst of inexplicable joy, or a heavy wave of nostalgia. This is not a random fluctuation of brain chemistry. It is often a sign of energetic entrainment. In psychology, we understand that emotions are not just internal states, but are also projected signals. When someone with whom you share a deep bond focuses intensely on you, their emotional state can resonate within your own subconscious, bypassing your logical filters. This happens because the subconscious mind does not understand separation in the way the conscious mind does. It operates on a level of deep familiarity and pattern recognition. When a person you are connected to thinks of you with intensity, they are essentially pinging your shared emotional map. Your subconscious picks up on this signal before your conscious mind can put it into words, resulting in that sudden mood shift. It is a form of nonverbal communication, a silent conversation happening below the threshold of audible sound. Think of your emotional body as a calm lake. When they think of you, it is as if they have cast a stone into the water, sending ripples that eventually reach your shore, disturbing the stillness with their presence. It is a moment to pause and acknowledge that you are feeling the weight of their attention. Do you ever stop to ask yourself if the emotion you are feeling right now truly belongs to you, or if it is a visitor from someone else? The dream state intersection. One of the most powerful and common manifestations of mutual thought occurs within the sanctuary of sleep. Dreams are the realm where the conscious guard is down, and the subconscious mind is fully open to receiving and processing information that is filtered out during waking hours. When two people are thinking of each other, or when one is projecting intense longing or focus toward the other, this energy often manifests in vivid, shared, or simultaneous dream experiences. This is not just about dreaming of them, it is about the quality of the dream, the realism, the intensity, and the lingering feeling upon waking that an actual interaction took place. Consider a moment where the boundaries of reality seem to blur. There was a woman who had not spoken to her childhood best friend in over 10 years. Life had taken them to different continents, and silence had grown between them. One night, she had a vivid, urgent dream where they sat on a park bench, and he told her he was sorry and that he missed her guidance. The dream was so textured she could see the gray in his beard and feel the rough wood of the bench. She woke up with her heart racing, checking the time. It was 4 in the morning. Later that day, she opened her email to find a message from him, sent exactly at the time she jolted awake. He wrote that he had been unable to sleep all night because thoughts of their past friendship were keeping him awake, and he simply had to write to her. This synchronization suggests that the dream state acts like a meeting room with the lights turned off, a space where souls can convene when the physical world keeps them apart. It is here that the subconscious creates a narrative to explain the energetic connection you are feeling. The phantom sensory experience. There are moments when the connection shifts from the emotional or mental realm into the purely physical, manifesting as a phantom sensory experience. You might suddenly smell their perfume or cologne in a room where they have never been, or feel the distinct sensation of a hand brushing against your shoulder when no one is there. This phenomenon bridges the gap between the psychology of sensory memory and the spiritual concept of presence. Our olfactory system, the sense of smell, is directly wired to the limbic system, the part of the brain responsible for emotion and memory. However, when this happens without a physical trigger, it suggests an activation of a dormant neural pathway triggered by an external energetic focus. When someone thinks of you with deep intent, they are essentially visualizing you, calling forth your essence in their mind. This intense focus can create a resonance that your subconscious interprets through the senses. It is as if their thought is so loud, so palpable, that your brain translates the energy into a physical smell or touch to make sense of it. This is not a hallucination. It is your intuition translating a vibration into a language your body understands. It is a reminder that we are not just flesh and bone, but receivers of frequency. Imagine your senses are like a radio that usually plays the station of your immediate reality, but occasionally the signal from another person is strong enough to override the broadcast, playing a song that only you can hear. It is a ghostly yet comforting confirmation that you are being held in someone's mind. The synchronicity of names. You may start to notice that their name begins to appear everywhere. You hear it in the conversations of strangers passing by, you see it on billboards, on license plates, or in the credits of a movie you randomly selected. Psychologically, this is often attributed to the Baader-Meinhof phenomenon, or frequency illusion, where your brain seeks out patterns that are currently significant to you. However, when we view this through the lens of spirituality and connection, we understand that there is more at play than just cognitive bias. This is the universe's way of reflecting your internal reality in the external world. When two people are locked in a state of mutual thought, the energy between them creates a heightened state of awareness. Your reticular activating system, RAS, is the bundle of nerves at your brainstem that filters out unnecessary information so the important things can get through. When you and another person are energetically connected, your RAS is primed to recognize anything associated with them as high priority. But beyond the biology, this is a form of wink from the universe. It is a synchronization of your inner world with the outer world. Think of your reality as a mirror. When the connection is strong, the mirror reflects what is happening in the silence of the mind. Seeing their name is not a coincidence, it is a signal flare. It serves as a validation that the energy you are investing in them is not lost in a void, but is bouncing back to you. The world is conspiring to keep them in your awareness because they are currently holding you in theirs. It is like walking through a forest and seeing trail markers that were not there the day before, guiding you to acknowledge the bond. The unprovoked memory surface. Sometimes, a memory of this person will rise to the surface of your mind with the force of a cork held underwater. These are not memories you went looking for, they are memories that found you. You might be in the middle of a completely unrelated activity, reading a book, working on a spreadsheet, or cooking dinner, when suddenly a specific scene from the past plays out in your mind with high-definition clarity. You recall the exact tone of their voice, the way the light hit their face, or a specific conversation you haven't thought about in years. This unprovoked resurfacing is a powerful indicator of a psychic tug from the other side. In the intricate web of human connection, thoughts are like strings attached to specific moments in time. When the other person dwells on a shared memory, they are pulling on that specific string. Because you hold the other end of that string within your own psyche, you feel the tension. Your subconscious mind retrieves the file corresponding to the vibration they are emitting. It is a shared mental browser history where, when one person clicks a link, the page opens for both. This experience validates that the past is not dead. It is a living, breathing energy field that can be activated at any moment. Imagine your memory is a vast library with thousands of books. Most of the time, the books stay on the shelves. But when this phenomenon happens, it is as if a book falls off the shelf and lands open at a specific page without you touching it. It demands to be read. It is an invitation to look at the bond that still exists. What does it stir within you when the past visits you without an invitation? The impulse of action. A distinct and often overwhelming sign of this mutual mental focus is the sudden, urgent impulse to take action. This is not a vague desire. It is a compelling, magnetic pull to pick up the phone, send a text, or check their social media profile right at that exact moment. Often, people ignore this impulse, thinking it is just their own neediness or boredom. However, if you were to act on it, you would often find that they were just thinking about you. Or perhaps they were in a crisis and needed support, or they were actually in the process of reaching out to you. This is the action potential of the connection manifesting in your conscious mind. This impulse arises because thoughts are forms of energy that seek manifestation. When the energy builds up between two people who are thinking of each other, it creates a tension that seeks release through action. Your psyche perceives this buildup and translates it into a command. Call them. It is your intuition trying to close the circuit. From a psychological perspective, this is your attachment system activating, sensing availability or distress in the other person. Spiritually, it is a nudge to acknowledge the link. Think of this impulse as a knock on the door. You can choose to ignore it, or you can open it. The urge is the sound of the connection trying to materialize in the physical world. It is a magnetic pull that cannot be ignored, drawing two magnets together across a table until they finally click into place. The somatic response. Our bodies often know things long before our conscious minds are willing to accept them. In many cultures and traditions, physical sensations like hiccups, a burning sensation in the ears, an itchy palm, or a sudden twitch of the eye are seen as signs that someone is speaking of or thinking about you. While modern science may classify these as random physiological spasms, somatic psychology suggests that the body is a barometer for our emotional and energetic environment. When you are deeply connected to someone, your body acts as a receiver for their projected energy, leading to these sudden physical symptoms. This somatic resonance happens because the body and mind are not separate, they are one continuous loop. When someone directs intense mental focus toward you, it can create a subtle disruption in your own energetic field, which your body translates into a physical symptom. It is a form of biological empathy. You are literally feeling them. If you suddenly feel a flush of heat in your cheeks or a shiver down your spine that isn't related to the temperature, it is worth pausing to consider the source. Metaphorically, think of your body as a finely tuned instrument. Usually, it plays your own song. But when someone else thinks of you intensely, they pluck a string on your instrument from a distance, causing it to vibrate. It is a gentle, physical tap on the shoulder from across the void, a reminder that we are physical beings tethered by invisible threads. The sudden silence of the mind. In the midst of a chaotic day, or perhaps while you are in a crowded room full of noise and conversation, you may experience a sudden, profound silence. It is as if the volume of the world has been turned down, and for a split second, you zone out completely. In that space of silence, their face might flash before your mind's eye, or you might just feel a sense of stillness associated with them. This is not mere dissociation, it is a moment of telepathic focus. The noise of your life is temporarily muted because the signal from them has become the strongest frequency in your awareness. Psychologically, this is a trance-like state where your brainwaves shift, possibly from beta, active thought, to alpha, relaxed awareness, allowing for a deeper reception of intuitive information. When the connection is active, your mind creates a clearing to receive it. You are being pulled out of your immediate reality and into the shared reality of the bond. It is a protective mechanism of the connection, ensuring that the message gets through the static of daily life. Imagine standing in the center of a hurricane. The world is spinning and loud around you, but for a moment, you step into the eye of the storm, where everything is dead silent and perfectly still. That silence is the space where your souls are meeting. It is a vacuum created by the intensity of the mutual thought, forcing the world to wait while you connect. The energetic fluctuation. Have you ever felt a sudden drain of energy, as if someone pulled the plug on your vitality, or conversely, a sudden surge of adrenaline and wakefulness when you should be tired? These energetic fluctuations are often key indicators of an active cord of attachment. We are bioelectrical beings. Our nervous systems run on electrical impulses. When we are deeply connected to another person, we engage in a constant, unconscious exchange of energy. If they are going through a crisis and thinking of you as a source of comfort, you might feel a sudden drain as you subconsciously send energy to them. If they are sending you love and excitement, you might feel a sudden boost. This is the principle of entanglement applied to human biology. We function like connected vessels. When the water level drops in one, it seeks balance from the other. This isn't about vampirism. It is about the natural flow of a shared system. Understanding this helps you manage your own state. You realize that not every shift in energy originates with you. Think of it like a battery charging wirelessly. You don't see the cable, but the transfer of power is happening nonetheless. You are constantly broadcasting and receiving, and these fluctuations are the evidence of a line that remains open, allowing the current to flow back and forth between two hearts. The deep knowing. The final and most profound point is the unshakable sense of knowing. It is a certainty that defies logic. You simply know they are thinking of you. You know they are okay, or you know they are hurting. This goes beyond guessing or hoping. It settles in your gut as a fact. This is the culmination of all the previous points, the synthesis of psychology, emotion, and intuition. It is the conscious recognition of the bond. In psychology, this is often linked to deep attachment security, where the internal working model of the other person is so accurate that we can predict their state. Spiritually, it is the recognition of a soul contract or a karmic tie. This certainty brings a sense of peace. You stop questioning the connection because you can feel the weight of it. It is an internal anchor. Even if you haven't spoken in years, the knowing remains. It is the ultimate validation that the relationship exists outside of time and space, residing in a permanent place within your psyche. Metaphorically, this knowing is like an invisible tether that connects two climbers on a mountain. Even if the fog rolls in and they cannot see each other, they can feel the tug on the rope. They know the other is there. They are secure in the link that binds them, trusting the connection more than they trust their eyesight. As we reach the end of this journey, I want you to take a deep breath and let these revelations settle into your heart. You are not imagining things. You are not crazy for feeling the presence of someone who is not physically there.
You are a sensitive, intuitive, and deeply connected human being. The mind is far more expansive than the limits of our skull, and the heart radiates a power that distance cannot diminish. The signs we have discussed, the sudden emotions, the dreams, the physical sensations, the synchronicities, are all evidence of a profound truth. We do not exist in isolation. If you find yourself experiencing these phenomena, do not fight them with logic or suppress them with fear. Instead, I invite you to try a simple, elegant practice of release. When the thought of them comes, simply say to yourself, I acknowledge this connection and I send it back with light. Observe the sensation with wisdom without needing to control the outcome. Welcome what your soul reveals. By doing this, you transform a potentially chaotic experience into a moment of peace and intentionality. Remember, the universe does not make mistakes in who it binds together. Even if the paths have diverged in the physical world, the energetic footprints often remain. You are never truly alone when you carry others in your heart, and they carry you in theirs. I invite you to continue exploring the vast landscapes of your mind and the beautiful mysteries of the heart. If this message resonated with the silent whispers of your own soul, preserve la originale lingua del texto e sharing this video with someone who might need to understand the invisible language of connection. Let us walk this path of understanding together.